This is Steve Weintraub with Collider, and I am thrilled to be with part of the cast of The Rings of Power. I'm not as excited as Stephen Colbert, because he's on and operating on another level, but I might be just behind him in terms of my excitement for this series. And the footage that came out today is spectacular. I'm just curious, was that footage, like sometimes trailers lie a little bit, but is this footage like really representative of the scale and scope of the series? Because it's nuts.
No, it's not. Because it's even better.
Nice. Very good.
But funnily enough, I have been talking about this and saying, you know how you see some trailers and you go, whoa, that film looks amazing. I want to go and watch it. And then you go watching the best things in the movie is the trailer. So you might as well just watch the trailer. It's not the case with this. I promise you.
Because it does look like Amazon basically said, here's a dump truck of money, go make this series. Because I couldn't believe the scale, scope, the sets, the costumes, everything looked incredible.
I mean, everybody who is involved in this is at the top of their game.
Yes.
That was so prominent when we were out there. The sets, the costumes, the design, the scripts, some of the actors. But wouldn't you agree?
I would 100% agree. I think you'll see some absolute masterclass in across the industry is going to be in this show, and I think the money is almost irrelevant in comparison to the actual passion that everybody brought to this project, and that will be so apparent when we see the show.
One of the things, so I believe most of you, the people that are the fans of the show, have seen the first 3 episodes. I'm joking around, obviously, but you guys have all seen the first 3. And the thing about a show like this is obviously you're on practical sets, but there's a lot of VFX get added and a lot of fixes in post-production. So what was it like watching the finished versions of these episodes, even though you were in it? Because it has to be so different than what you obviously expected.
It actually wasn't too different. The sets that they actually really built them. So if we were in a forest, they'd build a forest, or we went to a location with the forest, or I mean, you'll see in the trailer that was released today, that crater scene with all of the fire. That was on a soundstage, and they built that. The fire was also there. There was, obviously a couple of the flying bits obviously weren't there, but so majority of the whole atmosphere was very much present when we were filming, and so what was nice though is that the VFX just like elevate it, and they like broaden it, and they really bring what was already to life even more life within it.
Yeah, true. And funny enough, the most pretending that we had to do as actors were with each other in our case.
Yes.
When what?
You're talking about
Scale work.
Yeah.
Because that was the only thing that's not right in front of you. You're not 8 feet tall.
Right.
I'm taller than...
Yeah, but even in that sense, they would try and I'd be hanging off a really tall ladder,
and I'd be on my knees.
And I'd be on the lowest platform of the stool, and so we could at least look at each other, So whenever the scale people were amazing, because whenever they could, it would be so easy for me and Owain to have worked with tennis balls the entire season, But whenever they could, we would be looking into each other's eyes, and they would take every effort to do that.
Yeah, they facilitated that, didn't they?
Sorry, beg your pardon. Go on, both of you. Thank you, I'll choose you.
Surround sound.
when they built the set of Numenor, I mean, they've built like these streets. I mean, it's huge, it's vast. It's incredible, and it's a place that you look at it and you go, you want to live there. You might not be able to afford the rent, but it's incredible. So all these crowd scenes and everything, and the market stalls and everything, that's all real. That's all been built. All those people are there, and that was magical just to go through that. And it's
It kills me as a movie fan and as a TV fan. So many of these incredible sets that get built for things, they just disappear. And as a fan, I just want to walk through them and experience it. And I know you've been asked.
I'm sure you'll probably be able to do that one day. I'm sure.
Well, they did it with Hobbiton in terms of, that's in New Zealand. But obviously, if you actually could have, if you worked on a lot of the sets, you saw a lot of the stuff. If you could actually keep one of those sets in the backyard, which of the sets that you worked on that you saw would you want to keep?
My workshop, without a doubt.
Nice.
That's good.
It's a really cool set.
Yeah.
Because it's as we've said about City, they built it's totally complete. You could live in there quite happily. You know, there's steps out of it. It's totally
There's
enclosed.
a little reading room.
There's a reading room. There's you can sit down. You can make a drink.
Can you wash the dishes there?
You can. Owain has informed me today that my shirt is like a dishcloth, and keeps referring to it in veiled terms.
In a lovely way. I love dishcloths.
However, I'm proud of it, and I'm wearing it with great
So
elan.
this is a question for you guys. I like learning about like actors on set and how they work. So I'm going to say, which of you can always get it on the first take, and which of you is like take number 4 before you really got it?
That's a tough question.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Oh
it
yeah, I'm
just
going to throw you
depends-
under the bus. Someone's getting thrown under the bus.
I think it just depends on the moment that it is. Also, the day that it is. Some days you're not awake until like 12 midday, which happens to me quite a lot of the time.
That's
So,
very honest of you.
But
were
yeah,
gi-
like there was a
Go on, go for it.
there
Go
was
for
a
it.
lot of there was a lot of like so sorry, no, you carry on.
Owain, you butted.
No, you didn't want you to.
No, I can't talk anymore.
Didn't want you to get Mark
no.
Keller into trouble.
Okay.
We were given loads of takes. That's what was great, is that it felt in a way like an independent film at times, didn't it? That we got to do various versions and kind of go, oh, I've got another one in me. I've got a different. Oh, I've just realised something that we can explore here, or a note would be given. So it was like, so we were given.
Because I've got a big cloak and there's lots of steps in Numenor. So they'll be like, we've lost him again. He's gone down the steps again. Reset. So it was never one take for me.
I also remember one night with Wayne, I just couldn't get something. There was just something that was eluding me, and I became aware that time was ticking, and we had to move on. And he just was like, no, we'll keep going. We'll get it. We'll get there. It's okay. And I felt in such safe hands, and I think that is quite rare on something of this scale,
Yes, I think it
to
is.
just go, we want to get the best. So if we have to keep going, we will do that until we get it. And I think was incredible as an actor. It was a real gift.
Generous.
Really generous. Yeah, really generous.
I remember one time we were shooting this scene with you.
Yeah.
It was a speech. You were doing it the same way, slightly different, a few times, and then you did and then the last take, everything was just turned on its head. And you did something completely different, and it was.
And it's the one they used.
And it's because it was amazing. But
Yeah,
but I remember it was one where you were just like no wait.
When I brought you back into when I nearly chucked you out, but then allowed you to come back in.
That's no, not that one. One before that.
There's another one.
Might happen more times than I realise.
Sorry, there's other people listening. Which one was
So one of the things, listen, I love the Lord of the Rings movies, but I love the extended versions more because it fleshes out more scenes, more character stuff. And the reason I'm so excited about this being a series is that a series allows like a dinner scene, or like things where you can like actually have conversations that can take 5 minutes. In a movie, you don't have 5 minutes to do that. It has to be done in as quick as you can. So can you sort of talk about that aspect of this being a TV series? It opens it up in terms of so much character development and so many things that can't be done in a 3-hour film.
I think it feeds into what we've just said, was the luxury of having the time on set to do a few takes, and I think that sort of informs the way it's made, and you feel you do have that time and that luxury, and it's a really rare opportunity to have that.
to give detail as well?
Yeah.
And the showrunners are such incredible writers and creators and developers as well, that a lot of the depth of the characters were already in the script and in the story. And so while you were collaborating as an actor, you really got to build it from the ground upwards. And there's just so much detail and so many layers within each character, within each relationship between each character, between each story in each world, and then bringing it all together and rounding it all out.
And I think it'd be fair to say that every actor in this show was so passionate about character development and fleshing out their characters, and they were so open to that the whole time. That was just a real passion of everybody to make these characters absolutely three-dimensional, with backstories and history and wants and desires and worries. And so, yes, I totally agree with you. That's the great thing about it being a television series.
And Mark Keller could have done it in one take.
Oh,
Just to get that clear.
I like the way you brought it home.
Yeah.
On that note, I need to wrap with you guys, and I'm just going to say, sincerely, congrats on this. I know it's going to be a massive hit, and I can't wait to talk to you guys with more specifics once I've seen the show. And I'm just going to say thank you so much for watching, and enjoy Comic-Con.
Thank you so much.